And we're live. What's going on, everybody?
Hello.
So, for those of you that don't know,
Oh, my water bottle's in the way.
my name is Dylan, and her name is Leslie,
Because the channel is called
because that's what the
Dylan and
channel is
Leslie.
called. And we live in a motorhome full time, and we drive around, and we buy a lot of gas, and yeah,
Take a lot of pictures.
take a lot of pictures, post a lot on the Instagrams. Well, I do.
Okay.
And make videos about stuff. And yeah, that's what we do. And you saw the thumbnail probably by the time you got here. It's cold. I think a couple weeks ago when we were in Ohio, we were saying we probably should do what we can to get south as fast as possible. But you don't really move that fast in one of these things. And then we had a cold snap.
Yes, we did.
What's the temperature now?
Current temperature is 32 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And we're at 3,000 feet of elevation. We've had some gnarly wind since we've been here.
Bad wind. Like, I didn't sleep for 2 nights wind because I thought we were going to get like, I didn't think we were going to get like blown over, but I thought everything that was somehow attached on the outside was going to get ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was bad, which is funny because we drive it down the road at 65 miles an hour. So, you know.
Yeah, and it wasn't 65 mile an hour.
But it was going backwards.
Yeah.
The wind was coming from the back of the motorhome front. So all your vents and all your, like, you know, your air conditioner.
Catches winds different.
Yeah, catches winds. Yeah, catches wind. You made me say it. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, it was crazy, man. Like, really, really bad. And then, of course, that brought in really cold temperatures. So today, I don't think it got out of the 30s, even during the day.
It was supposed to snow last night.
It flurried today.
I saw it.
Yeah, I was outside. So that's so we're going to talk about a few things that we have to do when it gets cold. I was outside doing those things, and it was like 1, 2.
Yeah, I saw it from the window, and I was
3.
Like, it was one of those
4.
Like, did I just see that? And you wait, and then you're like, oh,
there's another one, but then that was it.
Yeah,
like it didn't really snow. It was just like there was frozen moisture in the air. Like it wasn't serious, but anyway, we're on the Blue Ridge Parkway in Virginia, headed this weekend to North Carolina. So we are going south.
We've been going south for a while.
Yes.
We just decided to teeter on the edge of fall, and then it surprisingly got cold. It's been beautiful, though.
Yeah, if you follow, I guess it's Dylan and Leslie M on Instagram.
Yep.
You'll see fall colors. I've never seen fall colors like this. I used to live in Michigan, and I've seen.
Yeah, we must have a cold snap. Somebody said it's 38 in Buffalo, and it's 32 here.
Oh wow! So it's cold all the way south. I wonder how cold it is where we're going.
Well, we won't be in elevation for one.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
will be helpful.
Yes. I could just really do without the wind. We're staying at a place that is open year round, and so it's weird because they close the Blue Ridge Parkway if it snows, and so there's gates on the road. Like I wouldn't want to get stuck in here. Like
no.
Definitely, and all the freeways have like snow gates. Like they'll close the freeway if it snows too much. When I lived in Flagstaff, Arizona, we had that, where the freeway would close sometimes.
Really?
And it would be from wind.
I didn't even know what it was for, y'all. My relevance to barriers on interstates is related to hurricane traffic evacuation.
Yes.
And I was like, I know we're not in that zone, so what is this for?
Well, I'll tell you what, I just now thought of what's so scary about those gates is sometimes what they would close them for is high profile vehicle advisories.
Oh,
because semi trucks and motorhomes would get blown over on the freeway.
let us just get out of here.
We don't want that. Oh man.
Currently 40 in Kohler. I mean, why is it so much warmer there?
Oh yeah, that's Wisconsin,
Yeah,
where they
that's
make the toilets.
Sheboygan. Did you see his video with his house vibrates all the time?
From what?
From the plant.
No, I didn't see that.
He made a video and put it on Facebook, and his house like literally shakes. He said like 360 out of 365 days a year.
What do they like? Flush all the toilets at once?
That sounds
I
crazy.
don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway,
I saw your video, Alex.
we also saw your post on our post that you've jumped off of
Insanity.
that tall bridge in West Virginia that we talked about last week. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So let's talk about cold stuff. In order to survive in a motorhome, there are some stuff you have to do.
There are some stuff you have to do.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I just live here.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that? Yeah.
Like buy you a heated blanket.
Things. I haven't used it near as much as I thought I would.
Well,
Trying to
that's
be
because
tough.
we have
I'm trying to be tough.
no point in that.
But then at 3 a.m, I'm like dying. I'm
'Cause
like
it's
roasting.
super
So
Well,
I don't
and
know.
also we have weighted blankets.
yes.
So we have those 25-pound weighted blankets, and those are inherently warm anyway. They're like, I feel like, yeah, they're great. Anyhow, the RV park owner came around yesterday, I think yesterday, day before yesterday, and said, please unhook from the water. So we have filled our tank, and we're living off of our water tank instead of the normal water hookup. And they have the frost-free ones, with the pipe stands, so they like self-drain down.
But
Anyway,
he still put a blanket over.
yeah,
them.
they have he came around and put the little blankets over them today. So anyway, that's a thing. So we have to deal with that. We also are almost out of propane. So we are turning the hot water heater off at night because it's really cold. And I can hear that thing run like all night when I turn it on.
Yeah.
And you might ask, why don't you use the electric side? Because we actually have a dual ignition. We have electric and hot gas. But the electric has never worked since I've had this thing. I've tried to figure it out. There's a short in the wire from the electric hot water heater between the hot water heater and the circuit board, so the circuit breakers. So it's probably some sort of cut or short in the wire where right around the hot water heater, because a lot of times stuff will rub. But I haven't been able to find it. It's really hard to access. So we've literally been using propane the entire time, which I'm totally fine with because I like propane hot water anyway because it's hotter. It works fine. And under normal circumstances, we really only have to fill our propane once every 4 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a big deal.
So we mainly use propane just for the water heater and cooking, right?
And cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a propane furnace that we never, ever use. We used it once, and it used so much propane that I was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
We have heat pumps in both of our air conditioners, but the problem is that anything below about 40 degrees, the heat pump doesn't really work that well, if at all. So
Corey's here.
Hey, Corey.
I have a face for that name now too. That's cool.
Oh, awesome. We got to meet Corey last night.
Yep.
In person. Actually, Corey messaged me a couple months ago and was like, hey, there's a really cool knife store where I live. and we were like an hour away. And so I called him or texted him yesterday and was like, hey, I want to come up and see you, meet you in person, and I want to go to that knife store. So I went and I bought a knife. So yeah, man, it was pretty cool.
So somebody said, how do you keep your pipes from freezing?
Pipes, first of all, pipes won't freeze at 32. Like, because the motorhome's not actually that cold.
Especially because we're in it.
Yes, we're in it, living in it, and we're heating it. So we have, like, if you were to leave it somewhere
Sure.
and not be in there, then yeah, it would freeze. But we have our heat pumps in the ceiling, and then we actually bought for like $40 or something.
Yeah, we thought it was dumb, and like, was it even going to work? And it's amazing.
We have a little infrared heater that is space heater that is about. It's supposed to be a tabletop heater. That's how small it is. And it's supposed to heat like 800 square feet or something. It's amazing. Amazing.
And we just put it on the floor because then it heats the tile floor because that junk is cold.
Yeah, we have a tile floor from here all the way back to the bedroom. And it's sitting on the floor. It's heating the tile floor, which is also heating the temperature, which the pipes are right underneath the floor. So everything stays pretty good. If it got colder than it is right now, I would just leave. We would just go. I wouldn't risk hurting my equipment. In fact, we discussed it yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, because we were concerned about if they were going to treat for snow, like, then do we want to drive?
Yeah, because I don't want that crap all over my motorhome either. So if they're going to treat for snow, or if there was going to be any significant snowfall, we were just going to leave right away. But it didn't happen, and everything's cool still. We're leaving Saturday morning. Hopefully we'll be cool till Saturday morning. The temperature for the rest of the week is going to be right at that 32 to 35 mark, which I don't worry about. Really, it's not.
I think it's going to be 30.
It's going to be 30 tonight?
Yeah.
It was 30 the first night that it was cold.
Yeah, I feel like 30. I don't remember.
30's fine. I don't.
It originally was supposed to be mid-20s, and I feel like it changed.
Yeah, see, mid-20s, I'd just leave. Well, because you just don't want to break anything. I mean, I don't want to crack a pipe. Like, I don't want to have that problem. We don't. As far as the tanks go, I mean, I have tank heaters and everything. If it got down to 25, I'd probably just turn the tank heaters on. And that would...
What's the lowest you think we've been in? We got caught in a cold snap last year.
We were in 25
and
before.
It was pretty stinking cold.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, a lot of times, if it's sunny during the day, that helps tremendously, and that carries over, I think.
Yes.
Somebody else said, what are your winter plans? Southeast?
Yeah. We're going to be, for the month of December, we're going to be in Augusta, Georgia. And I think for January, we're probably going to be in Florida. I really would like to go to the Tampa RV show the third week of January, third week of January, something in there. So I'd like to go to Florida for January.
Yep.
And then we have to start heading out west because we're going to be in Denver in May. So.
And we have to go see Doug in Florida, so we have to go to Florida.
Oh, yeah. Doug's in Gainesville, yep.
Which is on the way to Tampa. So.
Yep. And we have to go to the left-handed guitar store in Tampa. Or in Bradenton.
Yeah. So everything we want to do is in Central Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We spent last January and February-ish in Florida, in Tampa, and it was Tampa and Orlando, and it was great.
Yep.
It was wonderful. Expensive.
Yep.
Expensive, but wonderful. Really nice.
Yeah. If you think you go to Florida in the summer and spend a lot of money, don't go in the winter.
No, don't go in the winter.
That is actually their peak time. What else were you wanting to talk about?
Oh, I was also going to mention really quick. I got
yeah.
I got the new DJI Action 2. Just came in yesterday. I've been shooting with it.
Some cool stuff.
Yeah, it's really neat. The video will probably come out early next week because I don't know that I'm going to actually get everything shot that I want to shoot. See, it's two pieces. So this is camera. This is battery and screen.
I didn't know it was battery.
Yeah, there's more battery in
Oh.
here.
But this has a battery too, right? Like it
Yes.
functions by itself?
Yes.
Okay.
There's battery and internal memory in the camera head itself.
Oh, but no
And then-
SD.
And then there's an SD card and battery and a screen in
So
here.
did you have to get that? Does this always come together, or is this a set kit something?
There
Can you
is
just buy this?
no. There's
Oh,
a cheap one.
Okay.
There's a cheap one that is just battery and SD card with no second screen.
Oh,
But I got the one with the second screen
gotcha.
because I always do that. So, anyway, it's really neat because it's magnetic. There's things you can do. There's shots you can get that you couldn't normally get. It's been all over the internet lately. So I've just been telling everybody as I'm seeing everybody on social media over the last couple days, if you have questions about this or want to know anything in particular, please let me know and I'll try to include it in the video.
Alex said, "What are you sipping on? I can send you that special bourbon you tried at
Oh,
my
no.
place."
Oh no. This dude
Oh.
has me to his house, right?
Oh, it was so good.
It was so fun. But he has me to his house and on purpose gives me terrible bourbon.
He did tell you.
Yeah,
I didn't know if he was going to tell you.
that this is bad.
And then he did tell you at the last minute, and you still tried it. And it must have been really bad.
This is a Japanese
It
single
did
malt.
stink.
It wasn't good at all.
Mr. Goat said, "What do you set?" Mr. Goat, were you in the last one when I read your question? I read it
Was he
just
there?
for you. I don't know.
He was probably
Anyway, Mr. Goat, what do you set the thermostat to?
there. To tell you the truth, it doesn't really matter.
It can only do what it
It
can
only
do.
does what it does.
The space heater is on 65, if that answers your question. But it will, like, smoke you out, man.
Yeah, if you put that thing up to 70, it'll burn you out of here.
Ugh.
It's really good. Not so much when it's 30 outside though, because this thing's so. I mean, there's a draft.
Yeah. Sometimes you
it's
reach a point where
drafty.
you're just like, I'm going to go to bed so I can get under the covers.
Yes, I think part of it has to do with how windy it is. Because if it's really windy and it gets draftier because it's really windy, it's worse. But when it's not, like today, you were saying that earlier. They're like, it didn't even really get
It
cold
looked
in here.
so nice outside. Like, it was sunny and people were walking. And I was like, oh, we should go for a walk. And I was like, 38 degrees. I'm not walking. Is that one? No, that was water pump.
No, that
Just
was
kidding.
the water pump from the...
I set my house at 78 to 80. Holy moly.
Smokes. That's hot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty cold-natured, and that sounds hot to me.
The other thing, too, is when you start cooking and stuff,
Yeah.
like we made pizza for dinner, and so we ran the convection oven for, 20 minutes or whatever. That's heat, you
Yep.
know, or, it creates heat. So it's fine. It doesn't really.
He
have a
was
problem.
there. So he just rewrote his question. What do you set the thermostat to, and why?
Oh, and why? That's really.
Jason said he hates being cold. That's why it's 78 to 80. That's fair. He can't be cold. Cold hurts. Corey says, one thing killing y'all right now is the wind across FG. What is FG?
Fancy gap.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's a thing? We didn't know that.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
So it's probably
really
great
windy.
in the summer. Is it breezy in the summer? But anyway, Jeffrey Egan says, I set mine at 67 to 68.
That makes sense
Yeah.
to me. That makes sense to me.
But what do you set it at in the summer?
Yeah, that's the question. I've never been, this is probably terrible, but I've never been a we need to conserve energy and get our electric bill lower kind of person. I'm like, no.
Until he's cutting the water heater off every day.
Well, that's because we don't want to run out. I don't want to run out until this weekend we'll stop and get some propane. No big deal. So we got to make it
Till Saturday.
till Saturday. And it's not even on empty. It's on 1/3. So I think we're fine, but then it got super cold and you're using however much more percentage more than you normally use. I just didn't want to run out.
So Jason is the 78 to 80 in the winter, and summer he's 76 to 78. So he's definitely
Warmer blooded.
warmer guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Alex says they're 68 when they're up and 61 at night. I like it cooler at night too. That's healthier, by the way, y'all.
Yeah. We used to do that when we had like a smart thermostat in a regular house. And we actually do that here too.
Mhm.
And since we have 2 air conditioners, because the back one is just the bedroom and the front one is the living room and kitchen and stuff, we can set them different. So the back one will be cooler at night and the front one will be cooler during the day. And what we have also found is that if you leave them both a couple of degrees off from each other, they won't both run at the same time most of the time, but they do help each other. So it keeps the whole thing down when it's hot and it keeps the whole thing up a little bit more when it's warm. Except for right now, because we turn them off. We were joking about this before we went live earlier, that every
Because we were freezing.
Yes, because every Thursday night we either freeze or roast while we're hanging out with you because we turn them off so they don't make noise. They're really loud. So
I'm hot. These lights.
these are LED lights too. These aren't even hot lights.
What's hot then? Something's hot. The couch is hot. Something's hot.
What did you have for drinking?
Vodka.
That's what's hot.
What? No.
I don't know.
Anyway. I need to move south is what Jason says. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. We're trying too.
Yep. What else are we supposed to talk about?
That was really it. I didn't have a whole
I
bunch.
don't remember what your title said, so I'm like pushing you.
Nope, that's it.
So when does that video come out? That's a Dylan and Leslie video, right?
The camera video?
Yeah.
Probably Monday. Maybe tomorrow if I can shoot. There's a couple more things. What I wanted to do with this video. So the video is not going to be all the specs and all the. There's bajillions of videos about that. Like how many megapixels and blah, blah, blah. What I wanted to do, since it's so different, it's not like a normal GoPro or something. I wanted to put it in, see how I could incorporate it into my normal shooting and to see how useful it would be, if there were any major problems, kind of more real life application stuff. So tomorrow I want to shoot, get a few shots. I want to hyperlapse with it. I want to do a couple things with it tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow afternoon. I might be able to get it out tomorrow afternoon because tomorrow's Friday.
Yep.
And actually, I could work on it more tomorrow. Yeah. It might come out tomorrow night.
BC Rich says, is the tire pressure in the RV affected much when it's below freezing for an extended period?
That is going to be on my list tomorrow. I will definitely be checking tire pressure.
We haven't had to adjust it yet.
We haven't had to adjust it yet, but I think we will. Although we came up in elevation.
So it's not as variable as we thought it would be with the tires. These are new though.
Yeah, so that's the weird thing. When we had Michelins, they were all over the place all the time, and I had to fill them every weekend. Mm-hmm. Since I got new tires, which has been over a year, I've only had to adjust tire pressure one time. They're so good.
Jeffrey Egan says, is that cam good for video chats?
Yeah, actually, so that's one of the things I want to test. I will tell you what's really cool about it is you could just take your USB, cable and plug it into your computer, and when you turn on the camera, it says, do you want to access it to get the photos off of it, or do you want to use it as a webcam? And what's really cool about it is that it's really, really wide. In fact, I bet
Oh,
I could show you
yeah.
as we're sitting here because
Nice test, y'all.
yeah,
Hey, Doc.
the only thing that I would worry about with it,
Y'all, we have 19 people on right now.
nice.
That is awesome.
The only thing I might worry about with this camera
Yeah.
is that it's possible that it will have.
Are you using your Canon in webcam mode for this stream?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we are using. In fact, tonight is the first night that we use the Canon R6. Usually we use the Canon EOS R. And so tonight we're using the Canon R6. So,
Mr. Goat says, I work at a Honda dealer and all day people come in for tire pressure lights. Yeah.
yeah, that would make sense.
I get that. And so it's funny. I'm addicted to TikTok. So on TikTok there is like a trend going around right now. Well, the girls will tell their significant other or their dads, age dependent, that they had to fill their tires with premium air and it costs like $250 or something. And then you watch the dude like totally flip out, like, what an idiot you are. And I've seen a lot of people get super caught up in the, I had a car that had nitrogen. What car had nitrogen?
Nissan.
The Nissan did.
Mm-hmm. I'm literally doing this right in front of you so you can see.
Literally the cable is in their face.
Yeah. That's okay. We're going to hit the webcam button.
So now you get to see the different view. Here we go.
And then...
Maybe. Is that it? What does that say?
Oh, hang on. I didn't hit the button. Swipe to unlock screen. Hit button. And there it is.
Oh, what's wrong with it? Why is it all?
Probably because I have it smudgy.
You've been playing with it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wide.
Yeah, it's really wide. Hang on.
Oh, I don't know what you dropped.
I don't know what I dropped.
Yeah, so super wide.
Yeah, it's very wide.
And it's in front of the last camera that you had. So just to give you a perspective of like, it's that much.
Right. So the camera literally is only, I don't know,
18 inches.
18 inches from our face. And that's, yeah, the audio is still coming from, what are you looking at?
Somebody said, hold up that pillow by Dylan.
Oh.
So that's Prince. This is the artwork.
Yep. We have Prince, we have Joan Jett, and we have
David
Bowie.
Not to make it weird. Just it doesn't match. It's not purple theme. He has a lot of red in him, so he doesn't match.
So we can watch this. We can do this. This is standard width. Let me show you ultra wide.
Oh, look at that angle. Jeez, that's a lot of curvature.
Yeah. So there's your ultra wide.
Oh, that's your side.
Yeah. I mean, this is so wide. That's why it's streaking out, was because of this light over here.
Oh. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, that just gives you an idea. That's too wide. That's ridiculous.
It says standard de-warp right on the camera.
It does. Yep.
So it like knows it's going to warp.
But I think what I'm going to think about, if you think about this, so let's go back to our normal camera. When we're doing stuff for, like Patreon hangouts and stuff where we're doing like, let's work on whatever, and we can magnetize this and then have, I mean, look how close it would have to be an overhead, like, and then have an overhead. That's how close, literally. Oh, so check it out. So literally, you see where my computer is. The camera is this far above it.
And this is only 13-inch computer, so
and that's
super
the
low.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this thing's really cool. So anyway, we're going to do some stuff with it. I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, it's a neat camera. It isn't cheap. But it's also new. It just came out like yesterday.
Which means you should be pushing for a video faster.
I will. Tomorrow I will make sure.
No pressure. Yeah,
Nitrogen
we're
is
still
more
talking
about
nitrogen.
marketing and charging for a service. I was always wondering about that, Charles. Yep. I was always wondering about that. Anyway.
It was a great, it is a great way to get you to go to the dealership because it's not available readily places. And once you go to the dealership, like,
Then they're going to trade you in.
they're going to tell you whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It did feel like a scheme the whole time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get out of my car. I had to go once. And I was like, no, I'm not getting out of the car. You just have to put air in the tires. Like, and I have to go.
Yeah.
That was also the car I bought via text message. So I do not want to deal with people.
I get it.
Now Dylan buys all the vehicles.
I do. I haven't bought a vehicle in a long time.
It is a long time for you. It's not a long time in normal people time.
It's almost 2 years.
Yeah. Let's keep it that way.
I don't know. We'll see.
Let's keep it that way. We just discussed
Hey, Alex,
this.
if you can find me a 4-door Bronco with...
He's like, you ain't getting a Bronco before him, buddy.
I know.
Alex is like, nope.
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 I tell you what, if somebody came out with an aftermarket top that was good, I'd buy one right now. Well, not right now. In a couple months. In a couple months.
Oh, what did we see? We saw a lawnmower with those new, like, innovative tires that aren't really tires.
That don't have air?
Wasn't it a lawnmower?
Yeah. They're like zigzaggy rubber that doesn't have air.
I've never seen it on a car, but I saw it on a lawnmower.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool.
We have a green machine to put it in. Only one person in the past 3 years has asked for it. Has asked for nitrogen?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Maybe it's not common anymore? Doc bought a VW TDI last week, picking it up tomorrow.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
Ooh.
You know, I would have probably kept our TDI. I really loved it. We had a 2013. We bought it brand new. I put wheels and tires and suspension and the whole deal. And we put, who's the big tuning company that everybody likes? We put a tune on it. I put a transmission tune on it because it had a DSG transmission. That car was awesome. It would smoke the tires through third gear and it would get 52 miles to the gallon. And I loved that car. And then the whole Dieselgate thing happened. And like, we also put 90,000 miles on it in like 2 years. And we actually had that car almost 3 years, which was kind of a long time for us. And I really loved it. And then one of my buddies is the sales manager at Volkswagen. And he's like, if you trade it in on a gas one, Volkswagen, that's the other thing. They were going to give us.
Yeah, because at the time we thought we were going to get stuck with this car. And they were like, you couldn't drive up. Like, we didn't know what was happening. And so when they were willing to like buy it back and get us in another car, we were like, maybe we should do it.
Yeah. So we actually ended up...
So it was our only car at the time.
It was. We actually... By the time all of the weirdness went through, we probably cleared about almost 15 grand, I think. By the time, maybe not quite that much, but somewhere up in that area. By the time they gave us actual money and gave us actual trade credit and actual whatever, it was almost like $15,000. So I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
We kind of had to. Like, it was like the right thing to do, really. But I kind of wish I didn't.
At the time. Because we didn't know.
No, I love that car.
I do miss having a 5-speed.
Well, that was an automatic, but then we had a and then the Volkswagen.
But it had a sport mode or something.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. But then the Volkswagen we had after that, the gas Jetta we had after that was
good too.
That was a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we went to Toyotas. Yeah. Anyway, and now we have a Jeep. That's why I want a Bronco, because I have a Jeep. I washed it the other day though, and it made me feel a lot better. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I'm not really sure.
Doc said it's his third TDI.
Dude, that's cool, man. They're great. They're great. I just
20 to 30 minutes to fill a set of tires with
What?
nitrogen.
That's weird. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Yep. Well, cool, man. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out for a little bit and letting us update you on what's going on.
So last time we told you we were going to Mocksville next, and we canceled those plans.
Yep.
And we're going to Raleigh instead.
Yeah, we'll be right outside of Raleigh.
And then we're going to,
Outer Banks.
what do you call that? Yeah, Outer Banks.
Yep. Leslie actually wants to take the trip. It's a couple hours from there. But she wants to take the trip and go do the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Not with the motorhome, but... Oh, that's the other thing.
We didn't know about all the tunnels here.
Yeah, we had to take this thing through 2 big tunnels. Mile-long tunnels. Let me just say that this thing feels a lot bigger in a tunnel.
Or the tunnels just feel a lot smaller.
Yeah, it is like... Yeah, it is small. Yeah. It was tight. Definitely tight.
If you want a Bronco, you'll have to go to Denver. Why Denver?
I'll go to Denver and get a Bronco. I don't care.
Have you driven the new Bronco yet?
No.
Mm-mm.
So I'm trying to... We haven't had time to do it. We need to figure out... Well, I'm not going to say we haven't had time. We've been in the boonies, in the middle of nowhere, for the last month and a half. So once we get towards some civilization, one of our video series that I want to do is sort of like the real life thing with this camera. Like, I want to start driving stuff and looking at stuff, motorhomes, vehicles that you could use to tow, various stuff like that. I want to go drive the new Gladiator. I want to drive the new Wrangler.
He was just trying to make a football joke.
What? Oh. Yeah.
We're going to Denver anyway.
We're going to Denver anyway. And I want to drive the new Bronco. I want to drive the new Ranger. Those are all vehicles that you can tow with a motorhome. So I'd like to actually go drive everything and see what they're all about, even if we don't buy anything, just to share and make videos on. I'd actually like to go look at some motorhomes, look at some travel trailers, look at some truck campers. If there's anything like that you want to see or are curious about yourself, like, even if you would never buy one, but you've always wanted to know X or Y, please let me know, because that's kind of the content I want to make. My idea is to share stuff that would get people out adventuring, or at least dreaming about it. I've always wondered what X or Y, and just we'll go check it out and show you, because I'm just as curious too, So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. This has been super fun.
Yep. Thanks for keeping us accountable.
Yes. And I am going to work on this video. I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to work on it. I've 4 or 5 more shot styles that I want to get and see if this thing is going to work.
It's working on some creativity, y'all. You have to check them out.
Yep. And I will try to get this video out tomorrow afternoon.
Ooh.
I'll try. We'll see what happens. It's just a lot of editing. The way I'm doing it, I mean, it took me a couple hours to edit like 3 minutes of video today. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it because of what you want to get, or not because it's difficult, right?
Not because of what I want to get, but when you're doing these kind of things, what I showed you today,
you're getting a lot of footage you don't need.
Yeah, and it's a lot more edits. It's like when we do the Dylan Talks Tone stuff, I'm talking for 6 minutes.
You?
Or 12.
You?
Yeah. And Or I'll talk for 15 and cut it down to 12.
Yeah.
But it's 5 or 6 edits over that long a period. This thing is like an edit every 2 to 3 seconds.
And it took you like triple the time because you edited with the wrong headphones and then had to re-edit,
Oh,
right?
man. So that's the other thing. So when you video edit, even if you just use regular cheap earbuds, use plugged in. For anybody that's experimenting with YouTube, don't use wireless ear headphones. And I knew that already.
But he just got his headphones back.
Yes.
And he loves them.
I turned my Sony headphones. I have the Sony 1000 XM4 headphones, and I love them. But one of them started to rattle. So I sent it back to Sony, and they sent me a new pair. So I've been using my 1000 XM3 earbuds for like the last month and a half while I've been waiting for them to come back. Anyway, so I got my headphones back, and
it doesn't take that long. We just don't get mail that often.
Right. I was doing some editing, and the other thing is on YouTube, Dylan Talks Tone stuff, I don't typically edit to a soundtrack.
Ah.
So a lot of times it's just doing some quick jump cuts. It's cutting content out. Maybe I said something twice, so I cut that out, or I started over. It's that kind of stuff. But when you're editing to a soundtrack and you're trying to get cuts like on beats, milliseconds count. And so if you have 30 or 40 milliseconds delay because they're Bluetooth, that's cumulative over a period of time. So I edited like 30 seconds of video, had 16 edits in 30 seconds of video. And then I plugged my wired headphones in, and I'm like, all these edits are off, man. Like the video doesn't match with where I want it to be. So I had to redo the whole thing. So anyway, use plugged in headphones if you're going to edit with any kind of super accuracy. Anyway.
There you go. We'll leave you with that tip of the day.
That's it, man.
Thanks for being here.
We'll see y'all.